Do you guys hold classes in regards to like sex education? Because I know for me, I grew up in a very small town, and we didn't really have like our sex education was like, this is a male, this is a female, and good luck. Like it wasn't like it
Have fun
wasn't
this weekend. Yeah.
exactly, there really wasn't anything there. And so I can only imagine in states that aren't allowing Planned Parenthood, or even like as you guys are trying to become like a sex education places like Mississippi, or we don't mean to bash Mississippi, but
I know. We
um,
can bring Alabama and Arkansas into the mix too.
yeah,
Fine.
wherever
Texas
you
too. Yeah.
wherever you are, what are there resources that you can access just for if you want to know? And like, are you guys trying to intertwine yourself into the community schools and so people can know more about it?
Yeah, that's one of my favorite things about working for Planned Parenthood specifically is I always say it's actually like it really has three prongs. And obviously the one that people know the best is the medical services, right? We have our bricks and mortar clinics where people show up and get medical care. But then there are sort of two equally important arms to Planned Parenthood, and one is our political and legal advocacy. So, having our big political arms in DC that essentially do lobbying, like lobbyists to our congressional delegates and to the presidency to basically say, like, these are services that we need. This is funding that we need on a national level. And then, and part of that kind of dovetails into the third arm, which is education. And that, at each individual Planned Parenthood, there's a health services department, and then there's always an education department as well. What that education department looks like is very different, not just state to state, but also affiliate to affiliate, depending on their inroads into the community. So actually, our Planned Parenthood provides almost all of the sexual health classes in the Buffalo City School District. So we
Oh,
are,
wow.
and that's just like a historical contract that has been there for many, many years. But we show up, our educators, so they're not our health center staff. They're not ever providing care directly. They are truly educators. Some of them are teachers. They go out into the schools and they do sex education. And then in Buffalo, it's really cool. We actually have a mobile unit, so an old restored van that has 2 exam rooms in it, and they park across the street from the high school, and then kids go across the street and get their birth control at the end of the day. So it's really, really awesome. It's obviously been harder to access our kids, and we've really seen services go down in the past year with COVID. Buffalo City School District was remote for almost all of last year.
Hmm.
So that's really made it challenging for us to connect with kids. And I'll be honest, we see the STI rates and the teen pregnancy rates go up as what I would conclude a direct result of lack of education and lack of presence in the schools and connecting with those kids in the past year. When you look at the national data comparing like our area compared to places really in the South, um, you can pretty much see a direct correlation between sex education and STI and teen pregnancy rates. So the less sex education in the schools, the higher those rates are. And then nationally, when you look at the states where there's better comprehensive sex education mandates statewide, those teen pregnancy and STI rates really drop. And so, one of my life great frustrations is watching policies and legislation that get enacted that are in direct opposition to clear fact-based data that we have, and seeing those decisions being made for sometimes whether it's beliefs or religion, decisions being made based on that instead of on data. Like the more we talk about healthy, safe sex in schools, the more healthy, safe sex our kids have.
Yeah.
But when we stop talking about it, there are repercussions, and abstinence only education does not work. So,
Yeah.